All right, I am here with Manuel Soares, and he has a book coming out called Memoirs of a Visionary. Manuel, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Manuel, obviously. So I was born in Portugal, in the archipelago of the Azores.
I have friends from the Azores.
Yeah.
I work with. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so I came here in 1974 at the age of 14. And my story goes back to that time, that era. That was a kid living there.
Now, did you come here to America with your family? Did you come here yourself, or?
I came with my father and my mother. My sisters were already here.
What was the prompting to come to America? I mean, my grandparents came. Family comes to America for some reason.
Good point. Do you know that my great-grandmother, she had a lime business in the late 1800s, and the early 1900s she came here. She is buried at the Cambridge Cemetery.
Oh.
Yeah, so when I got here, I knew her daughters and son. Yeah.
All right. Well, tell me about this book.
Okay, it's very exciting for me, and I must tell you because I know it's very important. So 2 months before I came to America in 1974, I felt very ill. I used to go on the streams and drink water, and water that wasn't treated. It got me sick. So I was very sick, and I went unconscious, near death.
And this was while you were still in Portugal?
Yeah, 2 months.
I mean, in the Azores, I should say.
2 months before I came here. And so during that time, I see, as I was floating and all sweating and everything, I see this lady appear. Everything went in a luminous white, and I began to see this lady appear and open her mantle and begin to whisper, disappear, and a luminous cross appeared. And when she came back, she came in a holy gesture like this, and she whispered. I understood her whisper. I don't know what language it was, but I understood what she said.
What did she say?
She said it's the same message she gave to the visionaries of Medjugorje 8 years after. It'll be the last time I appear on earth this way, Medjugorje. So she gave me this message, but I didn't know what to do. Who could I tell? Nobody would understand me, or hear me. This was the 70s, 1974. So I came to America, went to high school, and time went by, and through...
And where in America did you settle?
Cambridge.
All right.
Yeah. And so, you work here. I worked as a mechanic, did auto body, and, through life you begin to see what is life about, and, you begin to learn and try to understand your own self. And what happened was, I was looking at stuff from Medjugorje, documentaries, and I see this clip, which I call it Heavenly and Prince. It's not a clip. What happened was a college professor from Florida, went on a pilgrimage to Medjugorje and filmed with his BlackBerry phone and at the apparition site. When he came back to Florida, he noticed the Virgin appeared on his phone. Now, what appeared on his phone is exactly what I saw when I was ill unconscious. She is whispering and everything, the same exact thing. And so I was excited at the same time, humbled.
And how old were you with this how long ago was this?
Okay, originally what happened was in 74,
right,
but this was 2010.
So you're talking 36 years later,
right.
You see the same thing and you remember this from your youth.
Very good, yeah, exactly. And so it began like this. So when I saw that, and I had a friend from my school, she has a gift for writing, and so I don't, but I knew the story, so I told her over the internet, and we began to write a book over 3 years ago. And it's a simple book, but the message is what is most profound.
And what is the primary message of the book?
The message, it's in the front, the cover. It says, by the way, I painted the cover, and it's pretty good. The message is very important. The Holy Virgin Mary is saying an ominous message. She's saying, it'll be the last time I appear on earth this way, Medjugorje. What does this mean? This is the question. What does she mean by this? The last time I appear on earth this way. The way she's been appearing in Lourdes, Fatima, Mexico, Guadalupe, and other places. Are we living in the end times? You see, this is the profound, the profoundness of the message, that we should turn to her and the affirmation that this is what I want to do. I want to bring to Rome I want to be a tool for the approval of Medjugorje.
Now, I would like to ask you this. How were you active in your faith when you were young?
Absolutely. You know, when I was a kid, we grew up in the church. My father did gold leaf on the altar of the church. We were all church-going people. We loved the Holy Virgin.
Now, were you church-going when you came to America as well, or had you fallen away at all? So this wasn't a rediscovering of the faith. This was something you were still very active in the faith.
Yeah, always. I always had been. But as a kid, we taught CCD, and we tried to know God and you know, to be closer to her. And what happens by these things? The Holy Virgin affirms our faith of the love of her Son, and there's so much to talk about that I'd like to say, and like you know, about this, because it's very important.
Well, Mary always will lead a person to Christ, and that's one of the things many people don't seem to realize. Many, especially Protestants, will not realize that the message of Mary is always, "Come to my Son."
Exactly.
Come to my Son. If you had to express one thing, because we don't have a lot of time today, if you had to express one thing from the book that someone watching this interview should take away, what is the one thing that they should remember?
Affirmation. The word affirmation is very important, because politicians affirm this and that, and this is the Holy Mother of God making an affirmation to the world in her message, saying the omnious message, that again I will say, it'll be the last time I appear on earth this way. What does she mean? Will we have a nuclear holocaust or something? Because we see the world, the things are the way they are, and everything is bad. And we see nothing good. Technology is good, but ultimately it'll be used for evil purposes. And so I think she is warning us. Oh, I must tell you this. Months before she began appearing in Akita, Japan, and her message to Sister Sasagawa, this was during this time she appeared to me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was in the 70s.
Is for people to turn to God, because in Japan continues a pagan nation. For people to turn to God because something very bad could happen. She told this to Sister Sasagawa in Japan in 1973, around there. Mm-hmm. You know, she is warning the world. She has warned through the centuries. Fatima, La Salette, all this time.
Wrap it up.
Okay. And so, Manuel, thank you so kind. The book again is titled?
The book is Memoirs of a Visionary.
And when will that be published? Do you have a publication date?
Very soon, in a month or less. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.